rates up even further. So not a good approach, Mr. Higgs or Mr. Vickers. But what I am so excited by what I see around the province, the issue is the disconnect between Fredericton and people out on the ground.
So what kind of debate is this anyway?
With the kinds of policies they need and tear down the barriers that get in their way.
Thank you, Mr. Kuhn. Still on the theme of the economy, let's head to our panel for a question, and Kevin Vickers will have the first response.
This should be good.
New Brunswick cities say they can't grow and thrive without municipal tax reform. St. John needed a provincial bailout just to pay the bills.
The Irving's going to pay.
What would you do to promote the growth of New Brunswick's urban
Travailler ensemble.
Well, I mentioned earlier that I'm going to transform the economy of the province of New Brunswick. And the question is, how are you going to do that? I'm going to do that by putting O&B on steroids. We need to be out there identifying companies around the world to come here, to come to New Brunswick, and investing in those three key areas that I just talked about, technology. And you know, the technology piece is so important. We already have a great footprint in Fredericton to build upon. And I'm getting a team together. Steve Burns in Fredericton, a young entrepreneur, is just gung-ho to put Fredericton back on the map, and we're going to put Fredericton back on the map in cybersecurity. It has been left on the vine to wither.
He's not running in Fredericton.
We're going to rejuvenate and get it going, and it's by growing the economy. By
He's not running in Fredericton.
And taking on these new issues that are so exciting and that we all want to seize and go, and we're going to grow that economy, and by growing the economy we'll have the revenues, the income to pay these challenges that the mayors are facing. And yes, tax reform is part of the issue, and I'm certainly open to sit down with the mayors of our across the province and getting input from them and listening to their concerns and building a strategy to move forward so that we have effective tax reform here in New Brunswick. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Vickers. Chris Austin, your response.
Yes, thank you for the question. Tax reform for municipalities is critical. And I can tell you, we don't even really have to debate this much longer because every municipality is saying the same thing. I need people at home to understand that New Brunswick is the only province in this country where the provincial government is so heavily involved into the property tax system, to the point where municipalities lay out one tax code and the province then collects those taxes and redistributes it where they so please, so that municipalities are left without actually keeping the taxes that they're putting on. So what we have said is that New Brunswick should get in alignment with the rest of Canada, every single province, and allow municipalities to have tax classes so they can set rates accordingly. If a certain municipality finds that the residential taxes are too high, they can lower the residential taxes and increase the industrial taxes to bring in the revenue they need and chart their own course as a municipality. It's long past due to have significant municipal tax reform, and we can't do it on the backs of rural areas. We need the municipalities to be able to chart their own course and get the province out of the property tax business. No other province does it like we do here in New Brunswick. It is draconian, it is archaic, and it's killing the economy, it's killing our towns and cities, and that's why they simply cannot get ahead. We have pushed hard. Mr. Higgs talks about a reduction in double tax. That was crumbs that fell off the government's table until we come onto the scene to see the 50% reduction to get it done.
Thank you, Mr. Austin. Blaine Higgs.
I think we're seeing from municipalities the frustration. They put together a paper a few years ago, they followed that up more recently with 5 priorities. And so we can decide to either be part of their solutions, which they're asking for, or we can find reasons not to participate. The challenges are real. Municipal reform is...
Listen, the debate is so boring. I mean, they're just giving out their views. It's not like, how come it's not like the old days? I remember the last time that Mackenzie girl there, NDP, she shouted and screamed out through the debate. But this is not a debate. This is just a platform for the policies, what they're going to do. So what happened to the old, you know, you had the chance to say no when you didn't. You know, they were debating among each other. Here, they're not debating among each other at all. What's wrong with this anyway?